Good morning, beautiful people. So, in today's video, I'm going to go over the life changing magic of healing the inner child with Ho'oponopono. Now, what is the inner child? So, when we're growing up between the ages of 1 and 7, we're normally in a theta state, and all we do in this state is absorb what we hear around us and what's going on around us. And our subconscious mind gets programmed to what we hear around us. And this creates an inner voice inside of you that appears later on. If it's negative, it appears later on in your life and it's telling you, you can't do this, you will never succeed. Who do you think you are? And it's this little voice that normally keeps you holding back. And as a result, our dreams and our goals are not achieved. They don't manifest. It holds you back until you start to do the work on yourself, which includes reprogramming and really letting go of those beliefs. So, an analogy that I use here is a very simple one. It's like a hot air balloon, which is being pumped with hot air. And the reason for this is so that it can rise into the sky, because obviously that's what you want the hot air balloon for. But if you don't take care of and remove the sandbags on the ground, then you can pump as much of the hot air into the hot air balloon and it won't be going anywhere, will it? So the same goes with you. With the law of attraction and with manifesting, everyone puts so much energy into the affirmations, the visualizations, the meditations, the scripting, the water technique, and so on. And what they're trying to do is pump the hot air into the balloon. But no one ever addresses the sandbags that are the first half of the battle. And these sandbags are keeping you stuck and weighted down. And if you don't have these, you naturally start to get lifted because you naturally begin to raise your vibration. You start to feel better. You start to feel free. And you begin to feel the love, the joy, the peace, the gratitude naturally. So many other people are saying about not worrying about what is weighing you down just because the other work is all you need. And this is where letting go is so important because if you don't address the sandbag, then you will never lift off. Or if you lift off, you'll get pulled back down again. And here I'm talking from experience because I managed to build a multi six-figure business. But because the sandbags were not addressed, I self sabotaged and the business collapsed. Now, what can cause the sandbags in your life? So these are wounds, these are trauma that you carry with you, that you've programmed into your mind. And these wounds need not be physical because a lot of the time they are actually emotional. So it could be someone who's cheated on us. That's a sandbag. And this could stop you from having a future relationship because you couldn't handle the pain of the first breakup. Or it could be a relationship with your parents that wasn't good enough. And as a result, this is affecting your current relationships and it holds you back in life. Or it could be the pain of a failing business. Oh, that failed, so I didn't get the customer and I went into debt. And so, even though your soul says you want business, that sandbag is weighing you down and you end up settling for a job as second best. Or it could be the pain of not having enough money when you were younger, your parents not having enough money, or your caregivers. And as a result, you think there's a limitation of money, so you cannot manifest money into your life. So here's the thing about trauma and these sandbags is it's the lingering effects of those bags weighing you down for months and years and maybe even decades and generations. Sometimes a teacher might tell you that your work is not good enough. And as a result, you start believing that your work is not good enough. And this becomes a trauma, and you spend your whole life thinking you are not good enough. And then that's why you're not going to be able to hold a career that is fulfilling and that's what you deserve. So, when we start to go back to identify and understand the trauma and start to heal the relationships that we have, and we start letting go, and What this does is the trauma isn't holding you back in the future. Let me tell you, easier said than done. Believe me, I've been there, and there's a lot of inner work that needs to be done. But it can be done, and the benefits are huge. The ultimate childhood trauma, as I've mentioned before, even if it's not having the best childhood with your parents or the best relationships with your partner and other people around you, you didn't get the love you needed, even though that is the most traumatic stuff for you. That is huge. So don't minimize it and don't give excuses because it gives you limiting beliefs, past stories, stress, anxieties, which then prevents you manifesting what you do not want. And don't compare your trauma with others who may have gone through much more difficult times and difficult things and situations and feel bad that is not big enough a trauma. It's still a trauma and it's still holding you back. So, how do we even start working on the subconscious and the inner child within us? One technique that I've used is the Ho'oponopono meditation, and this has hugely helped me to fix and heal relationships with my parents and some of the other people in my life. Because they say that patterns keep showing up until you learn the lesson you're here to learn. So for me, the unresolved pattern was between me and my dad. And as a result, I attracted the same behavior of in other male relationships in my life. The way to let go of this sandbag was to fix the relationship between me and my dad. And once I'd done this, I was able to fix the other relationships around me and let go of those sandbags. My vibration was then raised, and I was able to let go and release these emotions that were keeping me weighted down. So, with this, let's get to the basics of Ho'oponopono. And Ho'oponopono is a powerful Hawaiian technique. The word itself is made up of two parts. Ho'oponopono, oponopono is repeating. This means to correct, to change, to heal, transform. And the ho at the beginning of ponopono means two. So when you put the words together, it means to change, to heal, to transform. And this is a healing system that allows us to connect with our inner child, also known as the subconscious mind. And what happens with this meditation, with this process, is you take responsibility for the emotional problem. And as a result, you are helping yourself as well as helping others around you, your family, past, present, and your future self. It allows you to invite four energies into your life, that of acknowledgement and responsibility, because you need to be taking responsibility for your actions. Forgiveness, because anything that bothers you, you need to let go, because otherwise you will keep holding on to it and those sandbags will not move. So you need to change those feelings and you will keep attracting the same problems. Third energy is gratitude because whatever you appreciate expands. And then the fourth energy is that of love, which is the highest frequency, and it directs the love to ourselves. Because if you love and respect yourself, your inner child and your subconscious mind will also love and respect you too. So, really, self love is what we're here for on earth. And that is what Ho'oponopono helps us to do. Self love and self care is so important, and it will help you move from a state of being a victim to the culture of blame to a state of someone who's taking ownership and responsibility for what their actions are. So, what do you do with Ho'oponopono? The first step is to identify the emotion you want to heal and let go of it. I normally give a number 1 to 10 for the pain of the emotion that I need to heal, and that's before I start. And then I repeat the four phrases of Ho'oponopono until the level of pain becomes less, it comes nearer to zero. And if you know my story, like I've said earlier, I had anger towards my father. And this pattern came up again and again with other male relationships in my life. When I was trying to fix the relationship between me and my dad, I did what I call was heart to heart Ho'oponopono. In this process, I had a conversation with my dad, heart to heart chat, telling him that I'm sorry for judging and disrespecting him. I asked him for forgiveness because I forgot the sacrifices he'd made for me and for the anger I had for him. I thanked him for making me the person that I am today and for loving me even when I didn't love him back. And then I finished off expressing my love for him. And this process is so powerful and it really works. And of course, like I said in some of my other videos, you put your hand on your heart when you're doing this sort of a meditation, and it really helps you feel those emotions and it speeds up the process. And sometimes you can even cry and let the emotions out that way. So I've also done this with other troubled relationships and even with money because in my early years, now I'm an eldest daughter in a South Asian immigrant family in the UK. I was always told that there's not enough money, and as a result, I believe that there is always a shortage and a lack of money. And I incorporate this into my lifestyle. So I incorporate the Ho'oponopono into my lifestyle and say it 108 times daily. So I have a meditation for this if you want to follow along and you want to do the same thing, because this has really helped me to heal and let go of those negative emotions. And as a result, I'm able to manifest better things into my life. And with this, we come to the end, and I just really want to thank you. And I hope that you've liked this video and that you'll be able to follow the Ho'oponopono to help you remove some of the sandbags, heal and forgive, and let go and raise your frequency. Because once you do this, you can do the affirmations, the visualizations, the meditations, all the other things to bring into the world your desires. I am working on bringing to you all a daily manifesting exercise, a DME, which will help you release your negative emotions and then use the law of attraction to manifest better things in your life. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please do so and let me know in the comments below what you need to heal and forgive and let go in your life. Also, please do like the video as it keeps me motivated to bring you more videos like this one. If you think this video will help others, then please share it with 3 of your friends and family because it will help YouTube show it to more people who need help in their lives. If you want to check it out, there are more videos on my channel like this one, which will help you change and manifest a better life. And I'd love to bring you more such content. Remember, sharing is caring. Spread the word, share the knowledge with everyone you know, because you will be helping someone in turn. Until next time, thank you so much for being a part of this growing community. See you soon with even more insightful content. Thank you. Much love. Namaste.